For 3 whole years, I worked a construction job, waking up every single morning, 6 a.m. I won't get home till 6 p.m. After that, you shower, work out, eat, and now you got to do it all over again. I thought I was going to be stuck within that process. And then I came across some financial literacy for the first time ever. Mind you, I was in that construction job for 3 years, like just thinking that I was going to be stuck there forever. And one video ended up changing my life forever. And I just started to notice that people were making money. Like they were making more money than I was making in a whole month of me picking up rocks, cutting concrete, using a jackhammer. They was doing that in one day. One day. And so I was like, you know what, man, something has to change. So I just ended up buying courses on everything. I'm talking about real estate. I'm talking about stocks. I'm talking about Airbnb, car rentals, option trade. Listen, anything that I could get my hand on, I decided to do it. And all those were cool, but it wasn't like nothing that stuck out to me. Like it was nothing that said, you know what, this is my thing. Until I ended up running into car rentals. Because I already love cars. Most of the guys love cars. They like cars. I'm like, man, I can drive whatever car I want, drive a different car every day out the week, and I can get paid for it and make that my job. Why not? So I said, you know what, let's just dive into it. So I literally started off with 2016 Toyota Corolla. Not a Lamborghini, not a Mercedes Benz, not a BMW, a 2016 Toyota Corolla. And I was like, you know what, let me just get this as a rental and I'm going to just try it out. And man, I posted this car on my Instagram page, personal Instagram page. I'm anxious, I'm nervous, you know what I mean? Because this is kind of the first time I'm actually like putting myself out there promoting the business. And believe it or not, 2 days after me posting it, probably really the same day, or at least the day after, I had a buddy of mine from high school hit me up, say, hey, bro, like I'll rent it from you. And y'all, I'll tell you, he kept this vehicle for 3 months. And mind you, I'm getting paid $350 a week for a car that the car note was $200 a month. Insurance was $150. So I'm stacking in. What's that? About $1,050 every single month. Oh man, I smelled blood. Like it was just over with. Like once I seen it, I said, you know what, let's do it. And I just started to test different things. Like so, I started with that Toyota Corolla. Then I ended up getting a Camaro. Then I ended up getting a BMW. Then I get an Audi. Then I got another cash car. Like, and then I was just constantly just trying different things. Teslas, Corvettes, literally every single thing that I could put my hand on. I just went out there and tried to get it rented out because I was like, man, if they go rent as just Toyota, man, they might as well go rent out this Camaro. And I'm just inside the business. I'm full forcing it. And as I'm full forcing and just going all in, I'm starting to notice a pattern. I'm starting to see that, oh, okay, now I can rent out this Camaro, I can rent out this Corvette for 3 times the amount of this Honda or whatever, this Toyota, whatever it may be. But on the back end, I got to deal with different types of customers. I got to deal with more maintenance. I got to deal with more expensive parts. When a car breaks down, the part may take longer to get here than a Honda that the parts are constantly circulating because they have, uh, about 3-5 times the amount of vehicles being produced on a daily basis than a Corvette or something like that. So I'll say, you know what? Oh, okay. Economies is the best route. Economies is going to be the best thing. And I just started looking at the broader spectrum of things, right? So when you look at companies like Enterprise, Hertz, Avis, all the big car rental companies within inside the world, their foundational things are economy vehicles. So I said, you know what? Okay, cool. How about if I just get, 6 economy cars and that would just be that. And y'all, when I tell y'all, I said, okay, I'm gonna scrap the luxuries. Now I'm gonna still take them, because usually what I do now, if the client wants me to rent out their cars for them, I'll take them. But I'm not about to go out there and buy a luxury car for my fleet to rent out. That's just not me. Now you can do it if that's your target audience or that's the market that you want to be in. Great, keep doing it. But for me, getting to 6 figures a year, economies is the best route. So man, I just started to stack up some economies that way. So you're probably still asking like how, right? How? What is the steps to get going? Like how what are the actual steps, practical steps for me to build a 6 figure car rental business? And I'm gonna just break that exactly down for you. So when it came to the 2016 Toyota Corolla, I went to go finance that car. Literally got it in my personal name. I believe the vehicle is about 13 grand, and I just started that way. Now, my suggestion to you is if you can start with a cash car, please go that route. I will try to tell you to avoid debt at all costs, just because as soon as you drive that car at the lot, it's going to lose its value. So if you have the ability to buy a car for 4 to 5 grand and you actually have that and it's not going to kill you, start that way. find you a good commercial policy on that vehicle, and then just start that way, because that's just going to be your best route. But for me particularly, I just had to start there because I didn't have that type of money. So I started with that car. During that period of time, it was a company called Lula that supplied commercial insurance. Now, usually companies don't supply commercial insurance, especially if you only have one car, just because it's just like, hey, why am I dealing with you? But there are definitely some companies out there that you can find that will supply you with the proper insurance. So you can either go the commercial route, find your commercial policy, and you can just simply, contact an insurance broker with inside your city and state, and they'll be able to find a policy that works for your business and the things that you're trying to build on the rental side. But let's just say you don't want to go private. Now, you can put your vehicle on a platform like Turo, but the thing about Turo is obviously they're going to take a split, and then you have to base your prices upon the market at the time that people are placing their vehicles on Turo. So you're competing with other people with their prices. That's just why I try to stay away from it. But let's just say you want to do that. The thing about Turo is you want to make sure that the vehicle that you're getting is not older than 12 years old than the current year. And also as well, mileage wise, you want to make sure the vehicle is nothing over 130,000 miles. If you can find a car for that, which you actually can for the $5,000 price range, use that vehicle for that platform, and just make sure you do the 90-10 split, just so you can get most of your money on Turo. And then on the back of that, Turo does have their own insurances and things like that too as well, so you can make sure that vehicle is not in your personal name. That will be the starting point. This is crucial too as well, and this is something that I did not do when I first started. I just leveraged my credit at that period of time. Like I said, I wanted to get out the job as fast as I can, so I was just getting cars under my credit. I wasn't even thinking about it. Once again, after I started, transitioning away from the credit, getting things in cash has been the best decision of my life. So, as you're growing this fleet, please be disciplined with this income. All the money that you're gaining from these cars need to go right back into the business. Me thinking about it now, I could have stayed my butt in my job another 6 to 8 months, allowed that business revenue to grow, allow me to invest right back into the business. And then now, I look down 6 months down later, the business is growing 3-5 times as faster than me trying to just hurry up and quit my job and live off the income of the cars, right? And I'm destroying my business. So as you're starting, man, I'm telling you, you can build a 6-figure car rental business in the span of a year if you do it the proper way. But as you're starting, you're going to have to need that revenue to reinvest back into your vehicles. You're already buying a car for only $4,000 to $5,000 anyway. So you make your money back in about 3-4 months. You know what I mean? And if you can buy a new car every 3-4 months, after the 4th month, okay, cool, I can buy a car every 2 months. I can buy a new car every month now. I can buy a car every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks, every week, every day. And it just starts to constantly compound. And you don't want to actually leave your job until you get to a point where you can't actually function, right? You at a point where I can't move, I can't really do anything. And now if you're at that point and you still want to just supplement that income, I would suggest you to do Uber, and just bust your tail on Uber whenever that vehicles are out when it's slow, just so you can use that income to pay for your monthly expenses, and that you can still reinvest back into the business. That's if you want to go full in and get to 6 figures as soon as possible. But if you're at a point where you just chill, you're kind of I won't say a lazy person, but just a person who doesn't want to do all that working and don't care to get there too fast, then you can, work half of the time, get you some part-time, and then just slowly build your fleet that way. But it's really that simple. It's really that simple. Me just experiencing different business models. You don't have to be the smart guy. You don't have to set up 20 different funnels. You don't have to worry about the market, learning the market, like all that. Listen, you find you a 2012 Ford Focus, Ford Fusion. Take that vehicle, make sure that you put it in your business name, find a commercial policy for that vehicle. If you don't find a commercial policy, you can put the vehicle on a platform and literally just rent out the car and reinvest the funds right back into the business. Like I said, if you're going through Turo, they're going to cover the marketing. If you do private, literally just list the vehicle on Facebook Marketplace, and you're going to get leads every single day, 30, 50 leads every single day. When a client gets there, you write a contract, make sure everything is summed up properly, and that is it. Now, obviously, it's some implications on the back end of you want to make sure this vehicle's being maintenance, so you can send out a mobile mechanic every 30 days. You can make sure that you have, you know what I mean, a different person for each and everything that may can go wrong for the vehicle. So you have a window guy, you have a tire guy, you have a body shop guy, you have all these things set in place. But other than that, you're cooking, right? So to get the six figures, you need about 6 or 7 cars, and you want to rent those cars out for $350 to $400 a week. I like weekly just because I don't have to deal with the client as much. So if I got 6, 7 cars, all I got to do is talk to this person one time a week. So talk to 6 people a week. 6 people a week to get to where you want to be. If you can't do that, then you don't deserve 6 figures. You know what I mean? That's just way simpler, especially if you're at a job right now, working corporate, whatever it is. You're talking to tens and maybe hundreds of people every single day within inside the business that you're doing. So once again, this is exactly how I built my fleet. I just went out there, leveraged my credit a period of time. Like I said, if I could start over, I would definitely do it the cash route. But that's just what it was at a period of time. And last thing, I'm going to just use this to sum up this video. Man, find you a community of like-minded individuals that think like you. They don't actually have to be in the same business as you. If you can find that, that's great. But just some people that's going to motivate you. Some people that's want the best for their lives. You understand what I'm saying? And yeah, just keep pushing, keep growing, and just trying to be the best man or woman you can in your life. All right. I love y'all, man, and I hope the video was helpful. And if you're interested, I'll probably leave another link down below that breaking down the actual model from A to Z that I teach. It's called the Get Car Connect system. So if you're interested in that, you can watch that video. I'll probably leave a little video right here that you can just click on to as well. But love you. God bless you. Let's go be great, baby. Go.